All right, hi, I'm Chris Pen with the Division for Applied Justice Research at RTI International. Today we're going to be walking through the nearly completed results of the efforts that RTI International, BAP, and BNN have been engaging in over the past year. Namely, we'll be looking at the 4 online tools that we have built and incorporated into the BNN website that seek to aid NGOs and CSOs and other organizations in their work and through their process of formalization. I'm going to hand off briefly to Estela Requena at BNN for some quick polling questions before we start our recording of our presentation. And just as a reminder, as Wayne Pitts mentioned earlier, today we will be raffling off some donated prizes at the end of the conference, so please stay tuned to be considered for the prizes. Estela, over to you.
And they unmute me. Hi, morning, afternoon. So to start off, we just have a couple of poll questions coming up. Shane, the first one, please. Have you heard about this directory? And we'll give you guys a few seconds to be able to answer. The second question is, have you entered your organization information into this directory?
Estela, would you like to see the results from the first question?
Oh, I thought we were going to do it together, but yeah, go ahead, please. Okay. So we have 62% saying no and 38% saying yes. Okay, so the second question now is, have you entered your organization into this directory? Yes or no? And as soon as you get the results, just kindly share, Shane.
Okay, here are the results.
26% says yes, 74% say no. And the third question is, how do you find other NGOs in Belize? Do you use Google, Facebook, Ask a Friend, or other? Kindly enter your answer. Okay, and can you share the responses, please? I guess Google is the favorite. Okay, and I think someone put in the comments all of the above. So it depends what information is needed. They ask all of the above. So we have prepared the presentation, recorded it. So please go ahead and share the presentation.
Hi, I'm Chris Pen with the Division for Applied Justice Research at RTI International. And today, I'll be presenting with Estela Requena with the Belize Network of NGOs. Today, we're going to be talking about a project web application that we have developed to help CSOs and NGOs in Belize. So development of this project website stemmed from our first conference last year. Registrants lamented the difficulties in registering and the lack of transparency and information on how to register formally in Belize. And in addition, there was also limited information on who else was registered and a general lack of resources for civil society organizations and NGOs, or lack of understanding about them. So RTI International partnered with the Belize Association of Planners and the Belize Network of NGOs to tackle this project and make it available for NGOs and CSOs in Belize. And this project was funded by the US government through a CARSI grant. So the project website will be broken up into 4 main resource tabs. First, we'll look at the NGO directory, which is a dynamic listing of NGOs and CSOs that our team is working to build out. In addition, we have an organizational assessment tool, which is a multi-domain questionnaire that can be completed online. Next, we have a series of open data resources which link to active data resources and provide examples of research and policy-focused articles. Lastly, we have a currently under construction NGO CSO readiness and compliance tool, which provides resources for formal registration of your organization in Belize. So now I'll turn it over to you, Estella, to talk about our NGO CSO directory.
Hey, thanks, Chris. So when I started working with BNN and found out, and we're doing research and looking for different CSOs and NGOs, Google search was a common tool to find information on specific organizations. There was no single place or document to find out about organization, who does what, or where they're located. When I heard of the directory, I thought it was a great tool, and here is why. It's going to provide a single point of reference for your organization with easily accessible and customized information that answers questions on your purpose, your work, the service you provide, your location, and contact information. It also reinforces your authenticity and legitimacy. The NGO directory will make your organization and the work you do visible in a national, regional, and global space. It creates an opportunity to advance your vision and mission. The directory also opens the doors for networking with other NGOs, national, regionally, and globally, and development agencies with similar objectives seeking to establish partnerships for program development and execution. Next slide, please. The database will be hosted on the BNN website and will be updated and maintained by the BNN. We have begun recruitment on a directory and have a total of 24 registered NGOs to date. The recruitment is done via a survey link and is very easy and quick to fill out. Please check the comment section for the link and feel free to fill out the information as soon as you have some time. Once the entry is received by BNN, it is reviewed for, there's confirmation if it's registered under the Companies Act, there's confirmation if it's registered under the NGO Act, and if it is an organization in good standing. We ensure that all the information entered, like the social media links and Facebook links, are active, and we just verify all the information. Once it's completely reviewed and approved, it will be linked and posted to the website. Chris, can you give us a look at the directory, please?
Certainly. So as Estella mentioned, this will be hosted on the BNN's website. And currently we have it embedded, but it's hidden. So if you go looking for it, it's not there right now. But we'll be launching this shortly. So as you can see, the directory lists a number of organizations. Right now, I believe we have 24. We're hoping that everyone who is participating in this conference will also go in and fill out the link to the recruitment tool, which will be shared in the chat section here. So the directory is searchable and allows you to bring up information on different NGOs that are going to be included here, including their address and the ability to email them directly from the website, as well as keeping active links to their social media accounts, as you can see from the Belize Association of Planners website. And we also have information on program description, areas of interest, and then information on their registration and status for the NGO Act, Companies Act, and FIU, as well as how many partners they normally work with and their estimated annual budget. Okay, so now I'll turn it back over to Estella to talk about the assessment tool.
Okay, so the online self-assessment tool for NGOs and CSOs will allow each organization to take an assessment of its capacity to fulfill its mission and achieve its stated goals and objectives. It will also allow you to take an assessment of what organizations are commonly judged by. It will be a downloadable tool that can be used at all levels of management. It will allow you to be able to compare if you're doing it at different levels in management for each organization, and be able and allow you to make some management decisions in relation to the responses you receive. It will also give you an overview of various topics, including leadership, board engagement, human capital, management, programs and services, organizational culture and norms, accountability, partnerships, financial management, communication, and measurement and evaluation. So please, Chris, kindly share.
Certainly. So as Estella mentioned, there's a number of different domains, and I'm just going to be running through them and filling out dummy data so we don't take up too much of your time. But first we start with leadership and board engagement, human capital and management, programs and services, measurement and evaluation, organizational culture, accountability and strategic planning, partnerships, financial management, and communication. And this should complete the walkthrough. And as you can see, once you've completed the assessment, it will produce a graphic for you to be able to see how your organization scored. And this really only accounts for questions that were applicable for your organization. And right now, we're just displaying the results, but we are building in a feature that will allow you to download your company's results. In addition, we're looking into the ability to compare to all organizations that have completed the assessment and industry-specific organizations, although all your information is kept confidential and your name will not be actually stored in any database where this is stored. So now I'm going to walk us through the Open Data Resources tab. So the Open Data Resources tab compiles active open data resources that include domestic data and international data sources that compare Belize to other countries. In addition, we have an ongoing list of examples of research and policy briefs created using open data currently available in Belize. So we will be discussing open data sources later today and also give a more in-depth overview of these briefs as well, but we wanted to talk a little bit about them now. So on the Open Data Sources page, you can see we have a listing of domestic agencies that currently have open data or the process to apply for data use, linking SIB's data page as well. And we also have international organizations that collect data on many countries, but also on Belize and allow for comparison. We've also put together a series of research briefs, and we're including them as examples for how to use open data to create compelling research and policy briefs. This one looks at gender-based violence. It was prepared by one of our research analysts using data from the Belize Crime Observatory. So now I'm going to kick it back to Estella to talk about our under construction NGO CSO readiness and compliance tool.
Okay, yes, thanks. So we know and have heard of many issues and questions pertaining to registration, readiness, and compliance. Therefore, we have pulled together a one-stop shop where all the legal requirements for the company's incorporation, NGO registration, and FIU information is located. Everything is in one place, all forms and all links are included. We are hoping that this will make it easier for new organizations and also for those who need forms and links for their yearly filings. All information is in one place for regulatory compliance. Chris, please share.
Certainly. So as I mentioned, this is currently under construction, but we plan to be incorporating it into the BNM website and deploying shortly. So this tool will include a series of questions that just ask, if you are registered or plan to register. And then it will also include downloadable application forms and list all the requisite, all the requirements you need to be compliant for these acts in order to register. Okay. So thank you for listening to our presentation. Now we're going to end, and Estella is going to ask a series of polling questions, and then we'll open up for a Q&A session. Thank you again.